Alright, continuing with the never-ending subject, which it now will be, I guess. It really is the big question, the monster question. And the simple truth is, for the biggest question in the world, the opponents, the opposite side, has nothing. That's because the human race has relied on religion for thousands of years to contrive an excuse for preposterous waste. And now they don't have the excuse anymore. The excuse is gone. So now they're stuck having to actually come up with some sort of rational explanation for why a bunch of psychotic need machines should perpetually chase their own ass for a portion of the satisfaction they lost on the moment of their horrific creation. As the new member of, species Frankenstein. Look, and human beings are probably in a worse position than many animals in terms of what has become their sentient nature. Because we were able to manipulate the environment, we became more sensitive to things because we could do something about that. It became more sensible to give us more vulnerability to suffering because we had some chance of mitigating against it. So our system could be even more sensitive. And that's just the insidious nature of nature. It will give you more of something if that more makes you more capable of producing by the crude standard. And that's what this is about. A crude creator. A creator with no brain. Less than Dr. Frankenstein. A lot less than Dr. Frankenstein built us. Anyway. Alright, so, Barklord makes one point in this video, and the rest is just ad hominem and personal attack crap, which is the typical approach. So his argument is, the anti-natalists think they can eliminate life. And yeah, of course, I think we can. But of course, the the whole point of the argument isn't that humans are special. No, that we are the only capable Frankensteins. So we have to act in the best interest of the retards, the uncapable. You just don't let retards be retards. You have to rescue them from that. And so yeah, the objective is to stop the need game, the perpetual ass chasing, the perpetual tail chasing. If you had a breed of dog that perpetually chased its own tail until its legs broke, what, would you breed more of them, or would you stop breeding them? Yeah, the answer is quite simple. And you would certainly try to prevent their reforming, their recreation. It would be stupid not to. And if there was some subspecies, that only chased its tail 99% of the time, not 100% of the time, you'd take care of them too. So it's a stupid argument. Of course, life is the target. And again, the only defense you have is this weepy, emotional mumbo jumbo. Oh, but life is puppy dog and kitty and flower. You have a perception of life as something other than a parasitic DNA molecule cannibalizing on an isolated planet in the slums of the universe. And so as long as you have a fake, false, completely bullshit notion of the reality, of course you're going to want to defend it because you don't see it for what it is. Again, you've dressed the succubus in, garters and a push-up bra, and are pretending you got something fuckable. And you're just so fucking duped. So anyway, so then he gets into this whole argument about suicide, which is just so bogus because we've been over it so many times. I mean, I have a channel called Graceful Exit. Right, so I've certainly advocated suicide, and on that channel I've explicitly said that people should be able to kill themselves for any reason. As soon as they don't have a reason to live, they should die, right? So if they can't convince themselves that they need to do this some more, as soon as the need is gone, if they're not hungry, why the hell would we force feed them? That's disgusting. So I don't want to reiterate arguments I've already iterated. Yeah, how you doing? Hey, pup. So yeah, I mean, it's just a bogus argument because we've been over it and over it and over it. And the reason why, and this whole argument that somehow anti-natalists should be all ready to bail out because of their philosophy basically says life is kind of futile and pointless. Well, of course, maybe some of them are. I mean, it wouldn't take much. Yeah, I mean, give me a cold that's bad enough and I might bail out. I mean, I'm not going to hang in here and endure horrible hardship for the game, and I think you know that. But at the same token, I'm also a little bit demanding, because I know there's technology that can make my exit very graceful. And I know the only reason why I can't have access to that technology is because of the grotesque, obnoxious bigotry of a bunch of kooks who think they can tell me life is worth living. A bunch of kooks that you basically aid and comfort with your little babble. So yeah, fuck you. I have a right to say life sucks. I have logical foundation for that statement, and I have a right to act on it with all the scientific technology that we have acquired. And I think you'd be pretty fucking offended if I denied you access to anesthesia because I decided to impose that on you for some sort of arbitrary, nonsensical, my God says so reason. If I did that to you and said you can't have anesthesia, you got a bad appendix, too bad. Have to cut it out with a fork, asshole. You'd find it really very offensive if I said you can't do that, and passed a law and gave you no access to that technology, for, like I said, for reasons completely my own, for reasons I obnoxiously from faith, because I believe in the frog god, and the frog god said so. You'd find that so obnoxious, maybe, that you'd want to protest that, and you'd say, fuck you, you know, and let's say the surgery was for something that wasn't immediately necessary. You didn't have to have it immediately, and let's say that it might even be obnoxious to the other people be around you. It's for surgery for, you know, leaky pus disease, and you just leaked pus all day. You might find it almost pleasurable to hang around and leak pus on the fuckers who are denying you the right to fix your pus-leaking disease the humane, sensible, and graceful way. So yeah, I'm a little offended. So when I have my graceful exit, though, fucker, you watch and see how fast I'll get the fuck out of here. You know, and like I said, but it's your choice. No one's arguing that you have to see it that way. If you can still understand the truth of reality and eat your lunch and have a little beer and still have a bunch of little happy thoughts dancing around in your brain, I'll just say you're an idiot. I mean, that's just the ignorance of bliss. You're happy with life because you don't see it. You are blind to it, fucker. And that's all it is. That's why your little brain can get quiet and peaceful. That's why you talk about your bullshit meditation. It's because when you clean your brain, you clean it. You know, you run away from the truth and call that the responsible human behavior. I call that a lie. All right, so yeah, I won't live your lie, and I'll act on the truth. So fuck you. But yeah, your premise is just bullshit. What do anti-natalists accomplish by killing themselves before the mission's done? There's still work to be done here. When the job is done, then you come talk to me with your "why aren't you killing yourself" statement. Because I think you'll, like I said, I'll be gone so fast. It'll be like Ricochet Rabbit. The bullet will be behind you before you even saw it fired. You know, or whatever the right way to put it is. So fuck you. But we know the job isn't done, and if the anti-natalists kill themselves, the job ain't going to get done. So maybe that's part of your little, wow, you think you're really smart. I'll convince all the anti-natalists that they have to kill themselves, so that way I'll win the argument because they'll all be dead. No, it's not going to work. We're not fooled. Haha. Fuck you. And you talk about wordplay. Fuck you. You are just screaming, running from reality. All right. Let's see. What the hell? Tie you down. Oh yeah, well, that's about the anesthesia thing. I already took care of that. All right, but look, the bottom line is you keep talking like you have an argument. You have no argument. You guys are the imposers, and you keep talking like somehow we're imposing on you. No, and you know that's not the truth. I've made the analogy before. Explain how the analogy isn't accurate. I can naturally make a fist. I can naturally have hate in my heart. Quite natural emotions. And I could drive my fist into some fucker's face and kill him. And then chew on his eyeballs. I could do that. No fucking problem. Nature gave me the tools. It's the natural response. So there, should we validate it? Shall everybody just do that? Well, fuck the law, fuck logic, fuck fairness, fuck justice. Yeah, if you feel it, do it. And that's all you're saying when it comes to procreation. You're saying because nature gave you a penis, you have a right to irresponsibly use it. And it's just bullshit. It's not some sort of natural right. It can't even rationally be connected to a natural urge. I had this argument in Stickham, and I had to kick Varioblast. Is that who it was? The name sounds familiar. Yeah, whatever. The stupid crazy fuck. So he kept arguing that somehow we have an instinct to procreate. There's no such, I mean, unless you want to pervert the word instinct to mean that you have like the instinct to survive because you get hungry and you eat. That means you are instinctively, deliberately surviving. No. The fact is we know how these things work, and our desire, we know, is for sex. The desire is not to procreate. But that's an entirely cultural manifestation. If you raise a kid, you could raise them so easily to have no need to do that. Just separate them from tying their ego and their self-esteem to the production of a baby, and just give them the simple truth that your wife will likely gain 20 pounds, your life will turn into absolute shit if you have a kid. I mean, it's not going to be hard to make it obvious to somebody, a male anyway, that, yeah, I don't really want one of those. What the fuck can you do with it? So unless they're a child molester or something, why the fuck would a man want a kid? Except for some sort of ego crap. And all that ego crap is culturally conditioned crap. You can make a man proud and accomplished, doing lots of other things besides having daughters and sons and all that kind of shit. So yeah, it's completely contrived. So that one's an easy one to unravel and get rid of. No fucking problem. There's no natural, necessary, feel comfortable necessity for somebody to procreate. That's completely delusional psychobabble mush. And so you don't even have the resort to nature argument here, because the fact is that for ignorant animals, nature didn't need to make procreation the instinct. All it had to do was make the animal need to stick its penis in something, and most of the time it would make it need to stick it in a vagina, which would lead to the act that nature was rewarding. But we know that that's the game, all right? That we need to have sex. We don't need to have babies. So you fail there. So it's a choice. Just like me smashing my fist into somebody's face, I might even argue that I have more justification for acting on my anger than you have creating a baby with your penis. You can interrupt the baby making process very easily. Well, you know this. You've done it. So there's no point in me arguing that with you. So you just can't argue there's any human need to do this. So then you have to explain why you're going to defend people's right to play with other people's welfare. They're the imposer. They're taking the dead parts and resurrecting them And you're not giving me any reason why they're doing that. Nothing. Absolutely none. No logic, no rational purpose served, nothing. You're just giving me, well, they're too stupid to know better because they haven't separated sex from procreation. Well, that's a pretty lame definition or excuse. So anyway, see how many minutes I am. Damn it, went over 15. All right, I'll have to go on the Doom Boom Goom Doom channel. Sorry about that. The way it worked out. Till next time.